Dr. John, if the next one, I'm the one holding the next one, right? The next one should be what? What date, sir? Don't they forget? At least twice a month now, just 2 a month. So next month, this is the first one for this month, then November. Towards the end of the month, that's when the second one will come, and then
Yeah, bro,
November.
we're having a YP session
Okay,
on
youth.
the
Okay.
26th. But we can still have our next one. Maybe I think
No, no.
22nd. No.
Yes, we have one date more. I know you talked about that YCM.
Yeah. So we can
We
do
have
on the
one date more.
19th before 26th.
Yes, let's do that one. Already preparing for that one.
Okay, sir. So you just send me details of the speaker and
Yes, I'm the speaker now. I'll send it. I'll send you the details.
okay, sir.
Our presenter should have been here. I hope he's on. Okay, he has joined them.
I will send him a reminder that the link is active.
Okay, good.
Okay. Okay, so good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the American Society of Safety Professionals, the Nigerian chapter, on our second edition of the knowledge sharing series for the 2024-2025 chapter A. We'll be starting the meeting shortly, and we'll be having the welcome address from Dr. Erin on behalf of the chapter president. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Abadum. Should I go ahead with the welcome address?
Yes, sir, you can go ahead, sir.
Okay, so thank you all for, I hope I'm being heard clearly.
Loud and clear, sir. Loud and clear, sir.
We
Okay,
can hear
thank
you
all.
very well.
All right, thank you very much. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking out the time to join the knowledge sharing series. And I appreciate also the presenter for today who has taken out time to put together the presentation that we'll be delving into very shortly. So I wish us all a good time and a good learning experience. And at the end of the day, we'll take away valuable insights that will be of benefit to us in applicability to our various work locations. So thank you all for joining on behalf of all the ESCOs. I welcome you to this edition of the knowledge sharing series and wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Henry, for the welcome address. So we're going straight to the next on the agenda, which is the reading of the speaker's profile. I will go ahead to introduce our speaker, who is the person of Mr. Agboro Genemaro. So this is his profile. Agboro Genemaro is a seasoned QHSE professional with a proven track record of over 7 years in the construction, consultancy, and oil and gas industry. He holds a Bachelor of Technology in Biotechnology and has continually honed his skills through various certifications. He has a strong educational foundation with a Bachelor of Technology in Biotechnology. He has further enhanced his expertise by obtaining certifications in NEBOSH IGC, ISO 45001-2018, 14001-2015, and 9001-2015 lead auditor certification. And he also has security management course from the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Society. He is currently pursuing a NEBOSH diploma in environmental management. Throughout his career, Mr. Agboro has led key positions such as QHSE officer, QHSE manager, provisional QHSES management system auditor, QA/QC coordinator. He currently has experience which spans across various sectors, allowing him to develop a deep understanding of industry-specific QHSE requirements. He is actively involved in professional organizations such as Society of Petroleum Engineers, the Institute of Safety Professionals of Nigeria, ASSP, and the Nigerian Red Cross Society. His involvement in these organizations demonstrates his commitment to staying updated on industry trends and best practices. His expertise lies in implementing and managing comprehensive QHSE programs, ensuring compliance with industry standards and mitigating risks. His dedication to safety and environmental stewardship has made him a valuable asset to organizations seeking to enhance their QHSE performance. So with a sounding round of applause from your end, your emojis and comments on the chat box, please help me welcome our speaker for today, Mr. Agboro Genemaro. Please confirm you can hear me, Mr. Maro.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so I'll go ahead to share your slides and you can start. You can let me know when I can change the slides at your notice.
All right.
You can go ahead, Mr. Maro.
All right, thank you. I trust that everyone can hear me clearly. All right, so thank you.
Loud and clear, sir.
All right, thank you for that presentation. I also want to thank everyone for making our time to dive in and participate in this knowledge sharing series. So it's a knowledge sharing series. I'm going to be talking, and I would give opportunities also for contributions. So the aim is for us to have an interactive section. So there'll be an opportunity for us to interact. I believe that would come up during the question and answers section. We can also utilize that section to share our experiences on how we have been able to make progress in this very important area that is very, very much fundamental and important as a health and safety personnel in the workplace. So health and safety have partners. There are people that you need to partner with in order for you to make health and safety work. That is, you need to partner with some persons or group of persons in order to improve health and safety, in order to facilitate better enforcement of health and safety. And one of those very important partners that you need to be successful is the top management. You need top management as a partner for you to improve health and safety and also in the enforcement. So why is it so that we need top management? We are going to be discussing about that. And also another key word in the topic is engagement. So top management engagement. What does it mean to engage top management? What is engagement? So we are also going to be looking into that, and we are also going to be breaking it down so that we all can have a better insights on these keywords, top management engagement. Then the next key word or words rather in the topic is improvements and enforcements, right, of health and safety, right? So one thing we need to establish is that regardless of the organization you work for, regardless of where you are, right? It could be a small organization, it could be a large organization, right? There are always areas of improvements in the health and safety management system of such and of those organizations. So there are always that's areas where improvement can come in, right? So top management engagement in the improvement and enforcement of health and safety. So top management as a key partner, right? And you engage with top management in order to improve and enforce. Slide. All right, so we are going to be looking at top management. What does top management mean? Who are these people? Why do we need top management as a why do we need to engage them in order to improve health and safety, in order to enforce health and safety? So top management is a person or group of persons that directs and controls an organization at the highest level. It's a person or group of persons that directs and controls an organization at the highest level. The standard also notes that top management has the power to delegate authority and provide resources within the organization. So this definition is from the ISO 45001 2018 standard. So this is how the standard defines top management, right? So they are a group of persons or a person, and it is also the delegated person, right? So top management, the group of persons at the highest level of the organization. They are the people in charge of making the decisions, the highest level of decision making, the highest level where resources that drives the organizations is provided, right? Now, by that definition of top management, depending on where you are in the organization, you may have access to top management or you may not have access to top management, right? Then by the second definition, what the standard notes that top management has the power to delegate authority, right, to another person. So in other words, at different levels of an organization, you have people who are acting on behalf of top management. So I would like to break that down so we have a better insight. For instance, you could be in a very large organization whereby the top management consisting mostly the board of directors, right, may not be in your particular location, right? Or then you could have their representative, for instance, in a project site. For instance, maybe a particular project site has got the project manager, and the project manager is the person in charge of everything that has got to do with the organization on that project site. So the project manager in such a situation now is top management what representative, because top management has delegated that power to him to exercise in the particular project site. So it could be in a particular geographical location, it could be in a particular country, right? So that delegation of authority goes down to the person. So that person working on that the authority has been delegated to act on behalf of top management in that particular project site, for instance, now becomes top management in that particular site because it's working under delegated authority and also making sure that resources are provided, right? So now we'll move to the next. According to Cambridge Dictionary, engagement simply means the fact of being involved with something. That is, engagement is getting involved. If I'm to drive this home, I would say engagement is getting involved. Engagement is negotiating. Engagement is winning over. Engagement is communication. Engagement is you selling your idea, right? So that would provide a better view to the word engagement. So in other words, top management engagement in the improvement of health and safety, it's you getting top management to be involved. So the act of you engaging top management is you getting them involved, is you winning them over in order to improve health and safety. Because these are the group of persons or person rather that have the power to make that decision, that have the power to provide that resources that would drive the improvements or that would facilitate better enforcement of health and safety. I would provide some examples. For instance, you could be in an organization, and the area of improvement that you want to pilot in that organization may be the improvement of the organization's maintenance culture, whether it is a big organization, whether it is a small organization. So I'm just using that as an example so that it gets home. So for you to improve the maintenance culture, for instance, in that organization, for instance, you need top management as a partner. And for you to have top management as a partner, you need to engage them. You need to win them over. You need to sell your ideas. You need to negotiate with them. You need to communicate with them. You need to have certain level of influence so that the decisions that needs to be taken and the resources that needs to be provided is provided, and that particular improvement or enforcement comes to light. Now, because top management, they are the key decision makers, and they are the group that ensures that resources is provided. They are the group of persons that drive the organization. If you are not able to successfully engage them, if you are not able to successfully win them over as a health and safety professional, you are going to be having a really difficult time. So you need to know how to engage. You need to know the certain approach, certain ways, right, where you can win them over, how to sell your ideas, what to do, how to get to increase your influence so that your recommendations are looked into or taken seriously, right? I would like to share my personal experience at the start of my career as a health and safety professional. For me, I was not privileged to start my career in well-established organizations that have better standards or communicate high standards for health and safety. So I started my career more like, I would say, in a crude environment. So at that point in time, the project manager on my site is my top management. So I need to sell my idea to him in order for that improvement to work, in order for that improvement that I want to pilot as a health and safety professional, in order for that improvement to get limelight. So we're going to be looking at some approach to take. I know this could be a challenge that many health and safety professionals in the workplace may be facing, depending on your organization. Remember that I said, no matter where you are, whether you are in a big organization or a small organization, my experience have made me to understand that regardless of where you are as a professional or as a person in any organization, there is always something to improve. And in order for you to get that improvement, you need this key partner, top management on your side, and you need to rightly engage them. Okay, so next slide, please. All right, so what are the various approaches that one can take? How do you win top management? How do you get them to believe in your ideas? How do you get top management to work? How do you get top management to participate? How do you get top management to make those necessary decisions that would improve health and safety in the workplace or better facilitate the enforcement? How do you get top management to provide those resources that is needed to better improve health and safety in the workplace or better facilitate enforcement? So one of those ways, one of those approach to take, number one, is maintaining a track record of competence. Maintaining a track record of competence, right? Before I continue, I would also want to establish something that's very vital. You see, you cannot hold top management and say, top management, you must do this. Top management, come and do this. Top management, come and make this decision. It's difficult. That's a difficult approach. You cannot force top management. In fact, in the organization, they are higher than you. In the organization, they are your bosses. In the organization, top management may have the power to hire or to fire you. So how do you build yourself to that point that you are able to have influence in top management? One very vital way is you having a track record of competence. Whether you like it or not, top management or their representative are attentive to know if you are simply occupying a job position or you are simply answering a job title, right? They are attentive to know if that is the case or if actually you are competent. So whether you like it or not, top management or their representative, depending on your level in the organization, they are watching to know if you are competent. So if you are a professional on the job and you have been able to show that you have a track record of competence, top management is likely to take your recommendations seriously. Once they know that you are just occupying a particular job position or you are just answering a job title, they are more likely not to take you seriously. So you must develop yourself as a professional. You must self-evaluate yourself every day, every month, to know your area of strength and weakness as regards the job. And you must look for ways to improve yourself and to strengthen those areas of weakness. For instance, you may identify that in your report writing, you are not strong enough. Maybe you may not know how to write very good safety reports, for instance, or maybe in a particular inspection, you need more knowledge in order for you to carry out a particular inspection to be more detailed, for instance. Now, you can identify those areas as areas of weakness. Maybe those areas that as a professional, you know yourself, I'm not too strong in this area. Then you begin to work on yourself, you begin to improve on your competence, and by the time you are able to maintain that track record of competence, you get top management attention. Top management know that this is a man that can do the job. And once they know that this is a man that can do the job, they will just by themselves enter a position to listen to you, to take your recommendation seriously, or to ask for your opinion, or to ask for your idea. So maintaining a track record of competence as a health and safety professional is very important. And it is something as a health and safety professional, if you want to win top management over or top management representative, you must know your onions. And it will always show in your work, how you go about your work. They would know that this professional has known his onions. And because they know that you know your onions, they take you seriously. They take your recommendations seriously. They take what you communicate seriously. They take your findings seriously. So because of our time, I'm going to be rushing this part. So another approach for you to consider is for you to be a professional of strong character. Yes, your qualifications has gotten you that job. Yes, your skills has gotten you the job. Yes, your community, for instance, has gotten you the job. But what is your character as a professional? Are you a professional that shows passion? Are you honest? Are you fair? Do you display discipline in setting and meeting goals? Do you make good judgments? Do you show respect to others? Do you show courage to stand up for your belief? Something as a health and safety professional, you must display that courage to stand up for your belief in health and safety in order for health and safety objectives to be met. So are you that kind of professional that you don't have the courage to stand up for health and safety in order for health and safety objectives to be met? Right? Do you have a strong sense of responsibility? Are you passionate about your work? So what is your character in the workplace? So for instance, with all of this I've mentioned, you can see that having being a professional of strong character would get top management attention on you as a professional, and your recommendations will be taken seriously because they know that this particular person has got a good sense of judgment. For instance, this particular professional or this particular person has a strong sense of responsibility. You are not just a professional that go to the office, make a few sit down in the office and go to your room. You're not just a professional that comes to work, sits in the office and waits till the time close. When they see that you have got a strong sense of responsibility, which forms a very good part of your character, or they have seen how you make judgment, your good judgment, how you respect others, how you are disciplined in setting up goals and objectives as regards the work, and how you are disciplined in meeting those goals, then you are taken seriously. Your level of influence on top management or top management representative, depending on where you are in the organization, begin to increase. So the major thing is for you to what? Be able to grow that your influence so that your ideas can be bought, your ideas can be sold, so that your recommendations are taken seriously, depending on your organization and the type of organization or the top management representative that you have access to. Then another very important approach is for you to be result-oriented. As a health and safety professional, for you to drive that improvement that you want in the workplace, for you to get top management involved, you must be a professional that what is result-oriented. One thing that stands the test of time in the workplace is results. If you are providing good results, what is the results? What is your input in the work? What kind of result is it yielding? Are you making progress? So being results-oriented gives you, it's an approach for you to work to engage top management. If top management knows this is the man that provides the result, this is the man that gets the results, when there are challenges are fine, but it's going to overcome it. Your influence grows, your influence grows, your recommendations are valuable to top management. You are able to move top management work, right? Then another approach is you maintaining business focus without compromising health and safety objectives. Maintaining business focus without compromising objectives, without compromising health and safety objectives, right? So you must identify that where you are working, your organization, they are a business. And their business focus is to what? Is to carry out all of their activities safely and minimize losses. So in how you engage top management, once you are able to show that you are meeting health and safety objectives, losses are minimized, and these are the losses that are avoided or mitigated, you'll be able to get top management to work. You'll be able to win top management over. You'll be able to get top management to partner with you, right? The next is profiling solution that works. Now it could be that you have completed a particular inspection, you have made a particular findings, you have done a workplace inspection, or you have done an equipment inspection, or you have done a facility inspection, right? You can just narrow it down to your scope of work or your activity, right? So now, your recommendations, are there recommendations that can work? Are there recommendations that can work? Sometimes recommendations are specific to a workplace. Have you considered how specific, how unique the workplace, your workplace or your work environment is, and how your recommendation can work? Have you considered best industry practice before you make your recommendations? So if you are a professional that makes recommendations that can work, not just you making recommendations, not just you making recommendations because as part of the job, you need to recommend, you need to advise. But if you're a professional that do your own research, make your own findings, consult industry guidelines or standards, consult industry best practice, you do your own research, you go the extra mile in making your recommendation. Once your recommendation is a recommendation that can work, top management does not have any other option but to make that decision and to provide that resources that would help improve the health and safety at work. So the next is seize the opportunity to meet, communicate idea, or request help. Now, you cannot effect that change. You cannot make that improvement all by yourself. At some point, you need to communicate your idea. You need to request help. You need to meet. So whenever you have that opportunity, seize it. Whenever you have the opportunity to meet with top management or top management representative, it could be in the course of a meeting. It could be during an inspection. Wherever you have that opportunity, seize it and utilize it. Talk, communicate, request that help, set that idea, make that recommendation, right? Then the next is be a good team player through collaboration. Now, one of the mistakes that that one may make in health and safety is that you think health and safety is just for the HSE officer alone, or it's just for the HSE manager alone, for instance. You need to be able to understand that you need to be a good team player. You need to collaborate with others, the other departments. You need to collaborate with other people. You need to collaborate with other workers. You need to collaborate with other colleagues. The more you are able to grow yourself as a team player, you need to collaborate with top management. You need to collaborate with top management representative, depending on your organization. You need to know the next line of action. What is the next line of action? What are the targets? There must be a collaboration. There must be a collaboration. And in your activities, you must carry top management along. That is what it takes to be a good team player. In the challenges, you carry them along. In the opportunities, you carry them along. In the successes, you carry them along. Create those opportunities where top management or top management representative can participate in your activities and give them the credit. You know, when people identify with something, sometimes how to get someone to identify with a particular idea is for you to get them to participate. Top management is not left out. If you can create opportunities in your work activities whereby you get top management or top management representative to participate in your activities, you are most likely to have top management over. You are most likely to have them on your side. You are most likely to have them taking your recommendations seriously. So depending on your organization, depending on where you are in your organization, depending on the type of organization that you are working in, you could be working in an organization that is small and you get to see top management or top management representative. You may work in an organization that is very large. You can't see top management. You can only see their representative, right? So you must be a good team player. Carry your colleagues, carry top management along. Then the next is keep going, don't give up. Sometimes for you to be able to effect that change, that improvement, sometimes it takes time. Sometimes the journey is not easy, right? Sometimes, it takes time. There are challenges, there are difficulties, there are hurdles on the way. But as a health and safety professional who wants to win top management over, who wants to set that idea, who wants to get top management to be a partner in order to drive that improvement in health and safety, you don't need to give up. Grow yourself. One day, too, you can be a member of top management. One day, too, you can be top management. So don't give up wherever you are in the organization. Keep striving. Don't give up till you are able to achieve success at the end of the day. So just an overview of all I've said. Maintaining a track record of competence. Without competence, you won't be taken seriously. Without being a professional of strong character, your recommendations will not be taken seriously. You must produce results. You must identify with business focus in your recommendation. You must identify with business focus. What is the business focus? And you must not compromise health and safety objective. When you are making recommendations, you must provide solutions that works. Don't just make recommendations for recommendation's sake. Do your research, do your findings, consult best industry practices, consult guidelines, and make your recommendations. Seize the opportunity to meet, communicate your idea, or request help. Get top management to participate in your activities. Be a good team player. Don't just be in the organization. I'm the safety officer, for instance, or I'm the safety personnel, for instance, and you keep to yourself. You must work with others. You must work with top management. So you need to be a good team player and don't give up. Keep going. Don't give up. So thank you so much. I believe I've been able to exhaust these points. So our next session will be interactive section. I would want us to come out and let's make some good examples, real life situations. Let's talk. So over to Abanum to moderate this section. If you have something to say, a question, you can also put it forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maru, for this wonderful presentation. We can appreciate him on the chat box. We can use the thumbs up feature, the emoji reaction features on the chat box to congratulate and also thank him for making this presentation. We're also looking at the chat box for comments, questions, and feedback. But if you have any questions, feedback, contributions, and comments, you can raise your hands. We'll call you to unmute and speak. While we are waiting for that, I want to recognize some persons on the call. We have Mr. Alfred Ajao, Madam Buki, and a whole lot of others. So let's keep the comment going on the chat box. And if you have questions, comment, feedback, we are now in the interactive session, which is also the question and answer session. Okay, so we have one hand raised. Okay, two hands. We have that of I don't know if it's a Mr. or Mrs. Efosa. You can mute and speak.
Good evening. It's Mr. Efosa Igbinedion. First of all, I want to appreciate for that. I really appreciate you, sir. God bless you. My question goes like this: the management, I don't want to say they don't really value HSC, but there is an HSC, there is HSC unit, but it was put under the QC department. So it was a unit under quality control in a manufacturing company like that, a very well-known manufacturing company. I worked there before. They were more concerned about the quality of the products or the quality of what they make and all the processes than the safety of the workers. But as the HSC officer, my colleague and I were more concerned about the safety of the workers. Most of the times, anytime we come to the management or the QC manager, who is also our HSC manager, but he's just a QC manager, he sweeps HSC issues under the rug. So my question is it valid for HSC to be under quality control or HSC to be a department on its own? Which one is preferable? That's my question.
Okay. Now, different organizations different ways
Okay,
they have been able to
respond? Can I respond, please? Let me just respond.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Just, I think I'm Bagbeke Joseph. Thank you very much for the presentation and that I'll be giving. That is the involvement of top management in HSC issues. So let me just ask on that. Answer the question instead of just bringing out what has already been said. Now, it all depends on the structure of the organization. What is QAQC? QAQC is quality assurance and quality control. It's an element of, it's a part or subset of what HSC team supposed to take on board. Our quality assurance is by the company. But safety as a whole embodies the entire operations that guarantee the safety and security of both the employees, top management, assets. So, in for us to know whether it's owned, they are embedded in the safety units. So, depending on the structure that is in place by the organizations, while you are in the safety department, quality control or quality assurance or safety, whichever the safety team the safety team or department, if the department is known as part of the structure of the organization. So you can't have a QAQC on its own and then you have safety on its own. It's blended in the company structure. I don't know if that solves the issue. Then the other contribution that I wanted to add is when you talk vision and policy statement, it's being signed by the topmost person, the person at the apex of the organization. And when such a person signs such a policy, the onus of implementation also lies on the owner. So if anything goes wrong, the person at the top bears the brunt and is answerable. If there is any other person, such a person is answerable to. Is answerable to the vision and mission statement and even included the core values. So top management should take safety, security of persons and the product, equipment, properties, and assets of the organization. People always say that if you think safety is expensive, try accident. And that accident involvement, it can lead to the closure until the various gaps are taken care of. I want to stop here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. I don't know if Zaman will have
let me
further
just
thought
add,
on this.
Sorry, can I go ahead?
Yes, you can go ahead, sir.
Okay, let me just add a little more. The last speaker spoke very well and hit the nail on the head. But let me add a little more with my personal experience in the course of my career. There was a time I was involved in a site inspection for a civil work construction, right? So in this particular site, there was a manhole dug exceeding 6 meters. And this manhole was not protected. And it was in a road that has high traffic of pedestrians walking and also road traffic, right? I carried out this inspection. I took note of this. I went to secure the manhole using caution tape and caution tape, but you know that is only a temporary measure. I needed management to be able to provide a cover to cover that manhole, to protect the manhole, more of like a permanent measure. I wrote my reports. I submitted my inspection reports because on that particular work site, I was working as health and safety advisor. So my job entails that I advise, not really in the execution. So I had advised management, the project manager there, you know, and my inspection was just forgotten. My recommendation was not taken seriously. That manhole was there for months. It was opened. The risks of someone walking into the manhole and falling and sustaining a fracture, sustaining major injury, or even fatality is very high, right? But even in these 3 months that has passed, nobody has fallen inside. So nobody is taking it seriously. At that point in time, what I did, I made another inspection report, made my recommendation. I did my own. I did a cost analysis of the impact if something goes wrong, and presented to the project manager that if something goes wrong, this is this amount of money we are going to lose. This is the minimum amount of money we will spend in treating it we have on projects. The company will be seen as a company that is not capable to do the job. Somebody has walked into a manhole that is opened. And immediately when I made my recommendations in that way, I got the project manager attention immediately, and he got the site supervisor, and they have that manhole covered. So sometimes you need to go the extra mile. Sometimes you need to do your own research. And when you present your recommendation in a way that shows to do this is what is going to cost us as a company. Just at that point in time, you're taken seriously, because nobody, no management representative, no manager would want to incur any cost that he could have avoided. You know, what is the cost of covering the manual compared to the cost of somebody dying, compared to the cost of somebody having a broken bone? So once you are present a detailed presentation, make that your reports, submit to management representative, for instance, submit to project manager, for instance, keep a copy, watch and see. Your recommendation in that approach will be taken seriously. So that is where we talked about preferring solutions that work, and not just making recommendations, but making your recommendation to be detailed, fact-based, precise, accurate. You know, you consult many standards, you consult best practices, you consult relevant legislation, you cite them. You have to cite them and submit your recommendation. In that approach, your recommendation is likely to be taken seriously, because they know that you have done your part. They know that you have done your job. They know that you have opened their eyes to see what they need to do. And they have no other option but to make sure they make that decision and provide the resources that you need. So it's not easy. It's not easy, but you keep going, you keep making the efforts. I don't know if my contributions are okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maru, for your contribution. So we'll be moving to the next, and we have 2 more hands and 1 question on the chat box. So we're having Emmanuel Genewegba. You can go ahead with your questions or contributions and comments.
Hello. Hello.
We can hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I want to commend the presenter for this wonderful presentation. I appreciate it. And this topic, I think many of us need this particular presentation. However, my question is, from experience, though I don't have much years of experience in this profession yet, but from experience, I've discovered that what works for Mr. A sometimes might not work for Mr. B. Because I've worked in an establishment where I wrote a report about a particular construction that was not completed. And that construction was inside the particular company where production is going on. And the construction is that there's a space, a big hole, where somebody can mistakenly put his or her leg, and that person might either fall down from upstairs, not even down floor, from upstairs. The person might either fall or get his leg broken. Now I took a picture of it, put it in a report, presented the report, quoting different laws of Nigeria, different occupational laws in Nigeria, including Factories Act. But it seems it didn't get to the attention of management. And I have to meet with the MD myself to explain this thing to the MD, how this thing can affect the employees, those working in that particular environment. But guess the response I was given. The MD made a call. The MD made a call, and after the call, he told me that there's no budget for that now. Just imagine that there's no budget for that now. I have to I have to just give up. I didn't say anything more than that again before I left the place. Now I have another question to ask again. Sorry, my question now is, if anyone is in that particular position, or if you are in the particular position, what will you do differently? Now I have another question again. The other question
Sorry,
is,
Mr. Emmanuel. Let's just leave the speaker to attend to this first one because of time.
okay.
Thank you.
All right. So you asked a question that in such a situation, what can you do differently? Yes, you have gone ahead. You have not just made your reports, you have not just made your recommendation, but you have gone ahead to see the MD physically, to communicate to the MD, and the MD gave you a feedback that there is no budget. That is, there is no money, no resource in order to carry out your recommendation. So what can you do differently? You can implement a temporary measure. Make sure that that particular environment is well condoned of. Make sure that the workers are well informed of that particular hazard. Make sure that every possibility, risks, right, that can lead to a casualty or an accident is avoided, and put those control measures in place. Then have a timeline. Don't give up. After some time again, you engage top management. You remind top management. After a while, you remind top management. When top management see that you are doing your best, the area is condoned off, you have put temporary measures in place, and you are chasing for a permanent measure, it may take some time, but that budget will be provided. That budget will be provided. So you don't have to give up at that point, because sometimes for those recommendations to be taken, resources needs to be provided. It could be an honest feedback. It could be that the MD just wanted to, he had no other way of asking to leave his office. It could be that, but regardless of what it is, don't give up. Make sure that temporary measures are in place and no one will get hurt. And also you chase foreclosure. In the workplace, one thing that would make you to be able to produce results is when you follow up. You keep following up. If you are a health and safety professional and you don't know how to follow up, you will not get results. So if there is no budget today, there'll be budget tomorrow. Keep following up, keep reminding top management, keep engaging top management, keep doing your part, keep keeping your reports. When you make those reports, when you send those mails, save them and keep them. And also, don't give up. I don't know if I've been able to satisfactorily answer your question.
Yes, sir. I don't know if I can ask the other question now.
Emmanuel, please, let's leave it. We can engage the speaker privately because of time. So moving to the next hands raised, which is that of Mr. Peter Shea. And you can mute and briefly ask your question, considering our time.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Am I audible enough?
Loud and clear, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you. And thanks to the presenter for what he has enriched us with this evening. Please, mine is a contribution, and just want to use the bullet point of the speaker to address certain things that I feel are going wrong. So I just want to say something. Looking at the bullet points of the presenter, you will observe with me that close to 60 or 70% of all what he said in that bullet point speaks not more on technical skills, but teach more to customers. This is an eye-opener to we safety practitioners. Oftentimes, I notice that when things don't go our way, especially from top management, we tend to love to come and expose top management to the eyes of the society so that they look bad and look as if they've not been doing anything whatsoever. It's not so. As you come with your own challenges, other people too are coming with their own challenges. All these are the tables of top management. But I want to tell you that the best communicator always wins in nothing time. Most of these safety practitioners, or let me not just generalize, some of us, we've not mastered the art of communication, communicating well. This is about leadership. It's not just about what you know or what the law is saying. It's about understanding the nature of the environment where you work, the operations that operate there, and how best to manage the leadership style in that organization. It is in understanding this that you can prefer solutions that top management will listen to. So most of us have asked questions here. When you resume in the place of work, how do top management, how do they perceive you? Do they perceive you as a police officer who is coming to defend them? Do they see you as someone who is coming to just bring a lot of trouble to them? Or someone who is just coming to load their tables with problems without providing solutions? This is where we need to take communication skills seriously. By the grace of God, I've worked in aseptic sports, construction, supply chain logistics, and distribution. These three environments I just mentioned, their complexities are different. And as such, we address problems differently. How do we address this thing? Some of us don't even pay attention to body language of top management. We don't even know if top management is sad or they are not sad. We don't even know if, okay, I come to you, there's no budget for something, and I'm expressing it to you that, oh, there's no budget for this thing at this point in time. Who knows if I'm expressing it harshly to you? But as a good communicator, to tell this young person that, okay, it is understandable that there's no budget in this, but sir, can I also go ahead to work on something temporal, pending when budget will come? This man, this kind of person, you understand that, okay, you have your own interest at heart. Subsequently, if you go back to him to address that kind of situation again, there's a soft landing you've already created in his heart. For heaven's sake, we are relating with human beings, not robots. We safety practitioners need to grow or move from the level of policing to understanding a lot of soft skills, which will help us do the job perfectly well. Please, we need to realize these things. Don't just appear in the office and let them see you as if you're someone who is coming to cause headache. But when they see you, let them be happy. With that, when you come up with solutions to problems, they will be welcoming, they'll be ready to listen to you. Not just by quoting laws to them, but for the fact that you have this humane attribute in you. And these are the things that speak well to our KPIs and recommendations. Thank you.
Abanon.
Okay, thank you very much, for your presentation.
Abanon,
The first one is from
Abanon, I have a comment.
It says,
The person should please mute that person. Mute that person.
Sorry, ma. A máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa. A máa ń sọ̀rọ̀.
So hold on, let me try it.
No, but there was a time tí a kọ́kọ́ rí yín tí mo kọ́kọ́ rí yín ní Sokana ní.
Ajibola, please mute your mic. Abiola,
Mr. Ajibola, can you please mute your mic? Thank you.
Mute your mic, please.
Sorry. All right. Yeah, thank you. No. Yo no sé. Ok, no, pues no me aguantan. Mira, no.
Abano, can you please go ahead with this
Abano, go
series,
ahead,
please?
please. I can't. The network, what? Abano, share his network.
I think you can go ahead, sir, if Abanom network is having issues.
Okay, let me contribute. So, well, everything that, thank you, Agboro, for the wonderful piece that you just gave. I also want to thank everyone who has contributed as well for all your thoughts and solutions that you have provided on this topic of top management commitment to health and safety. But I have a quite contrary view, because the reason is because, let me use Nigeria as a case study. Ordinarily, it is expected that in as much as we have a role to play as HSE professionals in our various organizations, top management does not need to be pushed to be committed. They don't need to be cajoled, lured, or spoken good words for them to, be committed to health and safety. The reason is because they are taking advantage of the Nigerian system. People can just die on site. There is no safety citation, no fine. They settle police, they are gone. So because of all these things, they are more relaxed when it comes to health and safety implementation in their workplace. But if they find themselves in a place where they are heavily fined, where for some of them, a single fine could close the company, they will be the one to push for health and safety, like it is done in America, in the UK, and other places where safety is top-notch. But because of the situation we have in Nigeria, they are taking things for granted. I worked in an environment, this railway project going on from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. The Chinese are handling the project. I work for a consultant. And my duty, I was the health and safety engineer for that project. And then I saw things that were not right. The condition states that I don't have the right, I don't have the power to go and stop work. I can only argue my points on strong worded letters and all that. And just like Agboro said, I cited all the laws, international laws, local laws, and all of that stuff. And I wrote a strong worded letter, but I discovered that my own consultant, who is supposed to push for an effective health and safety management system on that project, was failing. I saw that, and I knew it from the beginning. And then when I saw it, I said, well, this is not a place I should be. I started looking for a way out. I started looking for something else. But finally, I left. Not long I left, somebody died on the project. I was wondering, how can a dozer suddenly crush somebody and the person died? And then they started looking for all the letters I have written, all the strong worded letters as a defense mechanism to defend themselves as a consultant against the contractor, which is not right. So what does it mean? If management had listened to me, adhere to what I have said, I have told them before, all of that wouldn't have happened. The problem is they bottle a lot of health and safety professionals. They prepare a good document, or as soon as they get a contract, they are done with health and safety. Anything can go. That is what we have in Nigeria, most places, except the big players. It is only the big players that have seen that, okay, whatever they do that is not whatever they do that is not right, it will have a negative impact on their reputation. So they don't want that. So big players would want to push for that. But all these other contractors, project people and all that, they will abandon health and safety. My advice, when you see what is not right, you approach management and they have refused to comply. Your own is do your memos, your everything, strong worded ones, and keep them. They will be your defense when time comes. When the time comes, you will discover that what you have written, the advice you have given, because they have refused to listen, by then it will be too late for them, but you will save your head. That's my simple advice. Combined with the good things that Abora has shared, that they are all good things that we must do. So management actually don't know. You need to educate them. You need to make them buy in. You need to sell the idea to them for them to actually accept it. I agree with that as well. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Benjamin, for your contribution. So moving straight to the next of the agenda, sorry for answers that were raised, questions that were not attended to on the chat box. You can send a private message to me, or the presenter is also active on his LinkedIn handle to get more insight on this topic. So we're going next to the presentation of certificates to our presenter, and I'll be calling on the Educational Committee Chairman to do this, Engineer Benjamin. So.
Okay, once again, good evening, everyone, and good evening, Aboro, for what you have shared with us. We thank you for giving us this opportunity to partake in this knowledge sharing series, and we expect that we'll be seeing more of you as the need arises. On behalf of the ESCO of AASP Nigerian chapter, the president-elect, secretary, and all the top guys, we want to present this certificate of recognition to Agboro Ogenemaru as a speaker on top management engagement in the improvement and enforcement of health and safety in the workplace. On this knowledge sharing series, day of October 5th, 2024. On behalf of the president and the secretary, we say congratulations to you, Agboro Ogenemaru.
Thank you very much, Engineer Benjamin, for presenting the certificate. I don't know if we have final words or reactions from the speaker. Mr. Maru.
Sorry, I did not hear you. Can you come again, please?
Okay, if you have any reactions to the certificate and any closing words.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for presenting these certificates. I also want to thank everyone again who have stayed up to this time. Thank you for everyone who contributed and for everyone who asked questions. And like the moderators said, you can contact him or you can send me a message on any further question, or you can even take the question to the group chat and get response. So any way that is best for your questions to come, I think that's fine. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Maru. So to close the meeting, just to send appreciation from the Nigerian chapter president to those who were with him during the period of his loss of his late dear wife, and the burial ceremony that was held this week that just ended. Just to thank all who reached out to him and who made that time to attend the event. We'll be ending this section with taking photographs of those that were in attendance in the meeting. So if it is safe in your current location to do so, you can kindly open up your video camera so we can take pictures of the slides, if it is safe to do so and if it is convenient. Okay, so I have 2 slides on my screen. Okay, so we're having faces coming up. Okay, so I'll be taking the first one. Yeah, I'll be going over to the next screen. Okay, thank you all for attending our knowledge sharing series. Our next one will be coming up on the 19th of October 2024, and the emerging professionals in occupational safety and health will be having their first maiden technical sharing series 2 on the 26th of October. The details will be communicated and same as you receive this particular invite for this meeting. So thank you all, and do enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
Right. Thank
Bye,
you,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.